If you don't have the right to vote, every other right that you have is at risk of being lost.
The point of the voting rights field hearing is to get testimony from tribal members, community members, tribal leadership, and others to tell us about the state of Indian voting today.
This organization is undertaking something very important, which is to try to determine what barriers there are to voting, how to encourage Native peoples to vote, and I just think it's terribly important that Native Americans not only get registered and not only that we encourage them to vote, but that they feel like there's a reason to vote, and I think we've got a lot of work to do.
I understand why a lot of Native people don't vote, and that it's, I think, a rational response to years of neglect and years of people feeling like the system isn't theirs.
Native people won't have a voice in the conversation unless they vote and unless they run for office, and right now I don't think either of those things are happening enough, and that's part of why we have the policies we have, right, is because there has been a lack of participation.
A Republican and a Democrat that decided to run. The only way that we can be successful in making sure that Native Americans have full and equal access to the voting process is to engage with community organizers and people from the tribes themselves and the communities themselves to be able to explain and educate, voters on why it is that voting matters so much.
A generation ago, we had fewer wins in Congress and fewer wins in the state legislature than we do today. And part of the reason of that is that our people, I think, are more active and more informed. We don't want a member of Congress that is going to threaten our sovereignty and believe that it can happen, because in our history of all of our tribes, it has happened, and it has happened in a very terrible way. If we don't want history to repeat itself, we've got to be engaged with those congressional elections, those Senate elections, and then even more locally.